Hey, what's up? I'm Beth and this is Star Makeup. So in today's video, I did a little Morphe haul because I saw this palette get released, the Morphe and Lisa Frank palette, and it just took me right back to my childhood. If you haven't seen this yet, this is what the palette looks like, and I had to do it. I've never tried Morphe before, but I had to have this palette. It's just deep and grungy on the bottom. I was super excited about it. I also have wanted to try the P. Louise base. So of course, since I was ordering from Morphe, I decided to pick one of those up because they were actually in stock for change. And I also picked up this highlighter too. So I'm going to give all of those items a shot today and see what I thought about them. So if you would like to see some swatches, see how I created this eye look and how I feel about these products, just keep watching. Okay, so as you saw, I'm going to be testing out the P. Louise base. This one is Rumor 01. So I figured I'd go ahead and apply this on camera. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this out. Kind of spread it out a little bit. I'm going to use my LaRousse. This is the LR222 Kabuki. And it's actually designed as a concealer brush, apparently. That's what it says on the website. So that's what I've been using it as, and I really like it. I got this in a Nipsey bag. I got like a whole set. It was like a 5-piece set, I think. Yeah, because there were 3 face brushes and 2 eye brushes. And I really like this for putting my eye primer on, like a lot. But I also do my concealer with it too. Okay, so so far, I mean, this is kind of giving me like the consistency of like the ABH primer, because it's not like super tacky. So we will see how shadows perform on this. I know this is like a very polarizing product. A lot of people either love it or hate it. But I love trying new eye primers, so I just decided to go for it. Okay, let's see. So I figured, since I'm testing out the Morphe and Lisa Frank collaboration palette, that I would use my Morphe brushes. This is what the palette looks like. And like these rows in particularly is what I really loved about this palette. I've never tried Morphe shadows before, but you know, Lisa Frank takes me right back to being like 10. So I was like, oh, okay. And then when I saw how like deep and grungy some of these darker shades are, I was like, I gotta do it. So I'm going to use my Morphe M433. And I'm gonna pick up this blue shade right here down in the left-hand corner. And I also picked up a highlighter with this order. And I really don't like the mirror that's in the palette, so I'm gonna use the mirror that's in the highlighter for this. So I'm just going to place that in the outer corner. Ugh, I already have a freaking hair poking me in the eye. So I'm just going to kind of tap that in. Start kind of swirling it around to make sure that it gets into my crappy creasy areas. Which, not the primer, like the primer didn't crease. Just the way my eye creases when I have it open. I gotta make sure that the shadow gets in there. And I'm gonna start slowly kind of working that into my crease. I'm just gonna keep picking up more pigment and just working it in as I go. I'm really trying to like not let my shadows get like ridiculously blown out, which I have a really bad tendency of doing. I want to make sure that I've got this outer corner coming out far enough. Okay, so I think I've got what I want laid down pretty much. I don't think I want to make that too much darker because I want it to be a little bit lighter on the inner portion. So now I'm just going to start kind of buffing this out on the outer portion. Okay, so I mean, I think that's pretty good for the most part. I want to just kind of deepen this outer part a little bit more. So I just picked up a little bit more product just to get that outer corner nice and deep. Okay, yeah, I really like that. And I don't know, I haven't had any problem with this shadow blending at all. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take this green shade and I'm going to mix it with this matte white a little bit because it's just a little bit darker than what I want it to be. So I'm just gonna kind of tap back and forth between those two shades a few times. And then I'm just going to use this shade primarily in the inner corner, but to like blend everything out. I actually hadn't planned on taking that blue all the way in, but I got a little ahead of myself. And I forgot what I had planned on doing, so, you know, I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay. I'm gonna go back in with this the blue brush. I'm not gonna put any more product on it. Maybe, I don't know, I might pick some more up if I feel like I need to. But I just want to bring a little bit more of this blue back on the outer corner. Okay, I think I am gonna pick just a little bit more up. And just kind of wiggle it around in here a little bit. Go back to that other brush with no additional product. Just make sure that they go together nicely. Okay, yeah, I like the way that's coming out so far. Okay, so I'm ready to go into the lid. So I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer as always. And I did just pick up a couple of new brushes from Morphe. I think I'm going to see how this one works out. This is the M167. It's like a nice flat packing brush. So I'm going to see how this works for cutting the lid out with this glitter primer. So I'm just going to put some of that on my brush and then put the majority of the product on the lid. And then I'm just going to take this in and just kind of go right into my eye socket and just go back and forth with it. Okay, I'm going to use this same brush and I'm going to pick up, I'll show you which one I'm using then on the palette once I get it applied. So I'm just going to start kind of tapping this on. When I swatched this, which you will have already seen that, this was the only shimmer that like really grabbed my attention. The rest of them are unfortunately really pretty lackluster. But this one, I was like, ooh, I want that all over my lid. And then I'm just gonna kind of tap over top of this blue shade. Just to get them to blend together nicely. And I will go back in with that blue brush too. All right. I actually really like this. The shimmer that I used is this one right here. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more of that. Just get right in by my tear duct. Okay, so I really like how this has turned out so far. I'm gonna pull some of this down around onto my lower lash line too. All right. And then I'm going to use, this is the Morphe and Jeffree Star. Oh God, the letters have rubbed off, so I don't know what it is anymore. It's just a little like pencil brush. And I'm going to pick up some of that blue shade and put that right in the outer corner and just connect it up with the top. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Okay. You know what? I do need to go over that top just a little bit. Just gonna tap over top of that shimmer just to make sure that they blend together well. Okay, and now I'm gonna take the M562 and I think I'm just gonna do that green. I'm not gonna mix it with the white. And I'm just gonna kind of run that along the edge of that blue. Okay, so this is the eye look. I'm going to do liner, lashes, and mascara, and then I will come back. We can test out this highlighter and you can see the completed look. I'll be right back. So I used the Maybelline Lasting Drama Light Liner. This is the shade Moonlight Purple in my waterline. And then I just used some of the L'Oreal Voluminous in Burgundy on my lower lashes. Okay, so let's try out this highlighter. So this is what it looks like. And the shade is Deysi Danger, which this was apparently a collaboration with that person. I'm not sure who that is. I don't know if that was like an old school YouTuber or something. I have no clue. So I'm gonna use my Colourpop F5 brush, and I'm just gonna pick that up on the side of the brush, not the tips. And I'm gonna pick some of that up. And at first I like to just kind of press it into the skin, and then I start buffing. And I swatched this, which you should have seen at the beginning of the video, and I really wasn't impressed with the swatch. But I mean, on the skin, because I mean, of course I didn't have anything on my hand when I swatched it, you know, it was just on bare skin. But on top of this foundation and everything else, this is actually pretty nice. I was expecting it to be more purpley from the pictures online, and it really seems to be more of a pink, but I totally do not mind that at all. Yeah, and I have purple blush on, and this is looking very nice on top of that blush. All right, nice. I was actually kind of bummed when I swatched it, but now I'm kind of happy I grabbed it. Okay, so while I'm finishing off these couple little details, why don't I tell you my first impressions? Since I've never used Morphe shadows before, I don't really want to give too much of an opinion on the P. Louise, because I don't know what it's going to perform like with other shadows. If I knew more about Morphe's eyeshadow formula, I could probably give you a better idea of how I think it's gonna be. But it did perform beautifully. I mean, I really, really like the way the eye look came out. Everything blended super easily. I didn't have to like fight with it or anything like that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be good. I will definitely try it again in other videos so that I can give you a better opinion later. And again, I mean, I want to try the Morphe shadows with a different primer. That way I can see how they perform on something else. But I don't know, so far this palette has been pretty nice. Like I said, when I did the swatches, all of the other shimmers, except for the one that I used today, were very lackluster. I mean, let me just kind of pick a couple up on my finger here. And I mean, like, this yellow is kind of alright, you know, it is pretty sparkly, and the blue's not terrible, but they all feel like, other than that like pinky purple shade that I used, they all feel really dry and just not really what I want a shimmer to be. And a lot of them you could probably use as a, like, not as a matte, but they're probably more of a satin formula. So if that's what you like, then maybe try this palette out. I, however, prefer my shimmers to look wet on top of my eyes. I want them to be very intense and sparkly. So I don't know that most of these other shimmers are going to be it for me, but I have so many pigments and single shadows that I do really like that I don't get a lot of use out of, so that's perfect for me. I can just use the mattes in this if the rest of them perform well and use my pigments instead of using the shimmers. I definitely do like this highlighter, like, way more than I thought I was going to. I'm really enjoying the way this looks. So yeah, definitely highlighter formula, good. Didn't think it was gonna be, but it definitely is. And highlighter is something that I can definitely tell right away whether I'm going to like it or not, and I really, really dig this one. It's not like wet looking on the skin, but it is very glowy. I love the color. I really, really like this highlighter. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. Please, if you enjoy content like this, first impressions, multiple look videos, consider subscribing, ring the notification bell, that way you get notified every time I post a new video. You can hop over to Instagram and follow me over there. Everything will be listed in the description box down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.